What if everything you've ever wanted is already within your reach, waiting to be claimed, but it's been held back by one simple thing, your belief in yourself? Think about it for a moment. How many times have you thought, I can't do this, or this isn't meant for me? What if I told you those thoughts are the very chains holding you back from the life you deserve? Success is not some distant dream reserved only for the lucky few. It's not about being in the right place at the right time. Success is a reflection of the beliefs you hold deep within yourself. Here's the truth. Your reality is shaped by what you believe. If you don't believe you can succeed, if you don't believe you are worthy of greatness, then no amount of hard work or opportunity will matter. But when you truly believe that success is not just something you can have, but something you are meant to achieve, you begin to change everything around you. You start acting differently. You start seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. You begin to move with purpose because you know that success is not just possible, it's inevitable for someone like you. Now, I understand how this might sound. Maybe you're thinking, I've tried before, but it didn't work. What makes this time any different? The difference is your mindset. The way you think and the way you perceive the world is the foundation upon which everything else is built. And if your mindset is not in alignment with success, you will constantly find yourself struggling, running in circles. But when you shift your mindset, when you genuinely believe that you are capable of achieving greatness, you start to see the world in a completely new light. Imagine waking up every day with the confidence that today is the day you move closer to your dreams. Imagine knowing that no matter what challenges come your way, you have the strength, the resilience, and the ability to turn them into stepping stones. The difference between success and failure, between stagnation and growth, often boils down to one simple question: what do you believe about yourself? When you believe in your own potential, the world begins to respond. It's not magic, it's not luck, it's the natural law of attraction. When you align your thoughts, your actions, and your beliefs with success, the universe has no choice but to mirror that energy back to you. Opportunities, relationships, and circumstances that you might have once overlooked or thought were beyond your reach begin to unfold. They were always there, but now you can see them because your mind is open to receiving them. It's not enough to simply wish for success. It's not enough to merely dream about it. You have to believe you are worthy of it. You have to believe you are capable of achieving it. And you have to believe that you are the one who can make it happen. Without that inner conviction, nothing will ever change. But with it, the possibilities are endless. And here's the powerful truth. This belief doesn't just magically appear one day. It's a choice, a decision you make right now to stop letting fear and doubt control your life. The moment you decide to believe in yourself, everything starts shifting. You stop being a passive observer in your life, and you become the active creator of your future. You stop waiting for permission or for the right moment. You realize that now is the right time and you are the right person. But belief alone isn't enough. You must back it up with action. You must take the first step, no matter how small it seems. Because once you take that step, you signal to the world and to yourself that you are serious about your journey. And every small step you take will reinforce your belief. It will build momentum, and with that momentum, your confidence will grow. You'll realize that you're not waiting for success to find you. You're creating it every day. So I'm asking you now, what if you chose today to believe in yourself? What if you stopped doubting your potential and started acting like the person who is destined for success? The truth is, the life you dream of is waiting for you on the other side of your belief. The opportunities, the achievements, the peace of mind, it's all there, ready for you to step into it. But only if you choose to believe, only if you decide that you are worthy of it. Because success will not come to those who wait. It will come to those who believe it is already theirs. And once you believe it, you will attract everything you need to make it real. The question is, are you ready to believe? Are you ready to step into the person who attracts success? The power to change your life is already within you. It's time to unlock it. When you decide to believe in yourself, something remarkable happens. Your entire perception of the world shifts. The barriers that once seemed insurmountable begin to feel smaller. The obstacles that paralyzed you with fear now appear as challenges to conquer. And with this shift in mindset, you awaken a power inside you that was always there, waiting to be unlocked. But here's the key. It's not just about believing in yourself. It's about knowing that growth is the path to unlocking your potential. Success doesn't belong to the ones who sit and wait for a miracle. It belongs to those who adopt a mindset of growth. The understanding that every failure, every setback, and every challenge is an opportunity to grow, to evolve, to become more than you were yesterday. When you embrace the growth mindset, you stop seeing yourself as a fixed entity, limited by your current circumstances. Instead, you start seeing yourself as a work in progress, capable of learning, adapting, and improving, no matter where you are now. This isn't just about being positive or thinking happy thoughts. It's about seeing every experience, good or bad, as a lesson. Imagine how liberating that is. Instead of worrying about failure, you begin to look at it as the fertile ground in which success grows. Every time you make a mistake or face rejection, you learn, you adjust, you improve. And when you develop this mindset, the idea of failure loses its power to defeat you. It becomes part of the process, the very thing that is necessary to reach your highest potential. Think about the most successful people in history. What do they have in common? It's not their intelligence, their wealth, or their privilege. It's their unwavering belief in growth. They understand that no matter how many times they stumble, they can always rise, learn, and move forward. They embrace the discomfort of growth because they know that it leads to greatness. And it's no different for you. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be lies not in your circumstances, but in your willingness to grow. Are you ready to take the first step? The real power of a growth mindset is that it transforms how you approach challenges. Rather than avoiding discomfort, you run toward it. You know that every time you stretch beyond what you think you can do, you're shaping your future. So many people wait for the right conditions to begin, but the truth is, the right conditions never come. You create the conditions. You create the momentum. You create the success. Growth doesn't happen by waiting for things to align perfectly. It happens by taking bold action, even when it feels uncertain. When you stop fearing failure, you start making bold decisions. You begin to trust your instincts and your abilities. And yes, there will be moments of doubt. There will be times when it feels like the journey is too long, too difficult. But those moments are part of the process. The discomfort you feel is proof that you are growing. Don't shy away from it. Lean into it. Embrace the struggle because that's where your strength is forged. The journey to success is not a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, setbacks, and surprises. But every time you choose growth over comfort, you're moving forward. Every time you learn from your mistakes, you're building a stronger foundation for your success. When you begin to view the challenges in your life as opportunities to grow, your perspective shifts from one of scarcity to one of abundance. You stop focusing on what you don't have and start focusing on how much you can learn, how much you can improve, and how much you can accomplish. Your potential isn't determined by your past, it's determined by your willingness to learn and grow today. Each day presents a new chance to take action, to push yourself beyond the limits of your current reality, and to move closer to the person you are meant to become. And here's the most powerful part of this journey: you won't have to do it alone. The universe will begin to align with your newfound belief in growth. As you take action, you'll attract the people, the opportunities, and the resources that will help you on your path. But you have to start. You have to make the decision to choose growth over fear, action over hesitation. So ask yourself, are you ready to become the person who embraces growth, no matter how uncomfortable it may feel? Are you ready to stop waiting for everything to be perfect and start taking the small, powerful steps that will propel you forward? The person who attracts success is not the one who avoids challenges, but the one who faces them head-on, knowing that each struggle is simply a stepping stone toward something greater. The power to achieve everything you desire lies within your hands. It is not something you need to search for outside yourself. It is already there waiting for you to tap into it. And the key to unlocking it is your willingness to embrace the process of growth. When you decide to learn from every experience, to take action in the face of uncertainty, and to believe that every step you take is leading you closer to your dreams, you step into the flow of success. The more you grow, the more you become the person who attracts success effortlessly. Success is not a destination, it's a journey, one that is fueled by your belief in growth, your willingness to learn, and your unshakable commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. When you embrace this journey, success will not be something you chase. It will be something that finds you drawn to the person you've become. And that person, they are unstoppable. As you continue to step into your potential, embracing the power of growth, something crucial begins to happen. Your life begins to change, not because of a sudden external force, but because you are changing. You are no longer waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect conditions to take action. You understand now that success is not an event, it's a series of intentional actions, a constant evolution. And with each action you take, no matter how small, you draw closer to the person you are meant to become. But there is one essential truth you must accept. No one is going to hand you success. You must claim it yourself. This truth can be uncomfortable. It means taking full responsibility for where you are and where you're going. It means stopping the cycle of blame, excuses, and waiting for the world to change for you. The road to success is not for the passive. It's for the bold, for the ones who take ownership of their lives. The truth is, no one else can make your dreams come true. Only you can. And when you fully embrace that power, when you accept that you are the creator of your own destiny, a shift occurs. Think about how much power you've given away over the years. Maybe you've blamed your circumstances, your upbringing, or the people around you for holding you back. But here's the uncomfortable reality. No one has the power to shape your future except you. When you realize this, when you fully internalize it, you take back the reins of your life. You stop waiting for permission. You stop looking for external validation. Instead, you move forward, knowing that everything you need to succeed is already within you. It's always been there. But it's up to you to awaken it, to use it, and to create the life you want to live. The moment you take ownership of your life, everything changes. The external world may still present challenges, but you no longer see them as roadblocks. You see them as opportunities to demonstrate your power. Each challenge becomes a chance to prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. And as you continue to rise above those challenges, the world around you begins to reflect your inner strength. People begin to notice. Opportunities start to show up. Your environment shifts to mirror the energy you've created within. This is the profound truth. Success doesn't happen because of luck or circumstance. It happens because you take consistent, bold, and deliberate action. Every step you take, no matter how imperfect, is a step toward the life you want. The key is to stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect circumstances and start moving now. The world doesn't wait for anyone. But when you take ownership of your life and stop waiting for permission, the world will start moving in your favor. Here's what happens. When you take ownership, you become the architect of your own success. You stop blaming anyone or anything for where you are, and you begin to design the future you want. Your decisions, your actions, and your mindset all align to create the life you are destined for. And with this alignment comes an incredible shift in your energy. You stop feeling powerless, trapped by your circumstances, and instead, you begin to feel empowered, limitless, and unstoppable. Think about all the times you've allowed fear, doubt, or uncertainty to hold you back. You've probably found yourself waiting for someone else to validate your worth or to give you the green light to move forward. But what if I told you that you don't need anyone's permission? The moment you stop seeking validation from the outside world is the moment you unlock the freedom to act. Your worth is not dependent on anyone else's approval. It's inherent in who you are. You don't need to ask for permission to be great, to take action, or to go after your dreams. You are already enough. You have everything you need inside of you. Now, let's get clear. Taking ownership doesn't mean you'll never face setbacks or challenges. It doesn't mean the road will always be smooth. What it means is that you take full responsibility for how you respond to those challenges. When you own your life, you stop seeing yourself as a victim of your circumstances. Instead, you see yourself as a creator, a problem solver, and a builder of your own destiny. Success is not something that happens to you. It's something you create through your actions. The most successful people in the world didn't sit around waiting for life to hand them success. They took ownership of their journey. They knew that no one else would show up to do the work for them, and they embraced the discomfort of hard work, sacrifice, and failure. But through it all, they remained committed to their vision. They took ownership of every decision, every mistake, and every triumph. They understood that success isn't about waiting for the right opportunity. It's about creating opportunities through relentless action and belief in their own power. And here's where the magic happens. When you stop waiting for success to come to you and start actively creating it through bold action, you begin to attract everything you need to succeed. You attract the right people, you attract the right opportunities, you attract the resources and support that will propel you forward. But it all starts with ownership. The moment you decide to take full responsibility for your life, you unlock the power to shape your future. So let me ask you this. Are you ready to stop waiting and start owning your journey? Are you ready to take full responsibility for where you are and where you're going? The world is waiting for the person who is willing to step into their power, take bold action, and create their own success. That person is you. As you continue to own your journey, there is one undeniable truth you must come to accept. Success is built on the foundation of small, consistent actions. It's not the grand, life-changing events that determine your future. It's the everyday decisions, the small steps you take that compound over time. Too often we get caught up in the idea that success must come all at once, that we need a breakthrough, a defining moment to mark our arrival. But that's not how success works. Success is the sum of your daily habits, your relentless drive to improve, and your ability to keep moving forward, even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. Imagine the impact of every small choice you make today. Each time you wake up a little earlier, each time you push through discomfort, each time you choose to take action over hesitation, you are building momentum. It might feel insignificant in the moment, but those little steps will begin to stack up. They will create a force of energy that drives you toward your goals, slowly but surely. The key is consistency. Think about the habits you have today, the small things you do without even thinking about them, whether it's how you start your morning, how you approach your work, or how you handle setbacks. These habits are shaping your future more than any single event ever will. Every action you take is either reinforcing the person you are today or pushing you closer to the person you want to become. And with each small win, you gain more confidence, more clarity, and more drive to keep going. You see, the power of consistent action is that it doesn't rely on motivation alone. Motivation can fade. It comes and goes depending on how you feel in any given moment. But habits, they endure. Your habits are the silent builders of your success, quietly shaping your future even when you're not paying attention. The key is to build the right habits, the ones that will propel you toward your goals, no matter how small or challenging they seem. Every small action you take is a statement to yourself, I am committed to my growth. I am committed to my success. The more you show up, even when you don't feel like it, the more you affirm your commitment to your vision. Success isn't about feeling motivated every day. It's about showing up and doing the work, even on the days when you feel like giving up. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who don't is often not talent, not luck, but the willingness to persist, to keep showing up, to keep taking those small, powerful steps, even when the results aren't immediately visible. This is where most people fail. They expect immediate results. They start a new habit, a new project, or a new goal, but when they don't see results right away, they quit. But this is where the real power lies, the ability to keep going even when you don't see immediate rewards. Because the reality is, success doesn't happen overnight. It's the accumulation of every small action, every choice, every sacrifice that adds up over time. Success is earned through perseverance, not instant gratification. Take a moment and think about where you want to be in the next year, in the next 5 years, in the next decade. The version of yourself that you envision is not an accident. It's the result of the habits you build today. Every choice you make now has the potential to shape that future. What you do today matters more than you realize. You may not see the change immediately, but trust that every action is moving you closer to your vision. The most successful people don't wait for life to hand them opportunities. They create them, and they create them through their daily actions. They know that the magic is in the small, consistent steps. It's in the discipline to keep going, even when they don't feel like it, to keep improving, to keep moving forward. It's in the commitment to show up every day, to stay focused on the process, not just the outcome. When you embrace this mindset, you begin to understand that the process itself is success. Every day you show up, you are succeeding. Every day you take action, you are closer to your goal. Here's the truth. If you want success, you must become obsessed with the process, not the result. The result will come, but it's the process, the small steps, the daily grind, the habits that will get you there. It's about building momentum, one action at a time, until it becomes inevitable. Success is a journey, not a destination. The more you focus on the process, the more you'll start to enjoy the journey itself. Every challenge you overcome, every small victory becomes fuel for your growth. Now, let's shift the focus to your daily mindset. Your mindset is the catalyst that transforms these small actions into massive results. If you approach each day with the belief that today is another step toward your success, your mindset will push you forward. The simple act of showing up, of doing the work, of making progress, even when it feels slow, reinforces the belief that you are on the right path. And as you continue to take those steps, you will begin to notice the shift in your results. The person who attracts success is not the one who has a grand plan and waits for the perfect time to execute it. They are the ones who focus on the small actions and build momentum every single day. They are the ones who understand that success is earned in the quiet moments of consistency when no one else is watching. They are the ones who understand that it's not about what you do once in a while, it's about what you do consistently. So, ask yourself, what small actions can you take today that will bring you one step closer to your success? What habits can you start today that will propel you toward your goals? Success is built on these small, consistent steps. And when you commit to those actions every day, success won't be a distant dream. It will become your reality, piece by piece, day by day. It's not the big moments that matter, it's the small ones strung together over time that will change your life. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a reflection of the person you are becoming. And the more you take ownership of your actions, the more you begin to realize that your mindset is the ultimate driver of your success. You see, it's not just about taking action. It's about the belief that each action you take will bring you closer to your goals. Your thoughts shape your reality. Your perception of what's possible shapes your path forward. When you change the way you see yourself, when you change the way you think, everything around you begins to shift. Too often, we allow negative thoughts, self-doubt, and fear to hold us back. We tell ourselves that we aren't ready, that we aren't capable, or that success is reserved for others, not for us. These thoughts are not the truth. They are simply the limitations you've placed on yourself. The moment you break free from these mental chains, you begin to unlock a world of possibilities. You stop seeing obstacles as insurmountable barriers and start seeing them as stepping stones on your journey. Your mindset is the lens through which you view the world, and it has the power to change everything. The greatest achievers in history weren't born with an extraordinary gift. They were ordinary people who chose to think differently. They chose to see opportunity where others saw only problems. They chose to take control of their thoughts and believe in their potential, even when the odds were stacked against them. This mindset, this unshakable belief in their ability to overcome and achieve, is what allowed them to rise above the challenges they faced. It wasn't about having more talent or luck. It was about having the right mindset. And here's the powerful truth. You can choose to think this way too. The moment you decide that your thoughts will no longer be your prison but your power, your life changes. You begin to take control of your narrative. You begin to shape your thoughts in a way that aligns with your goals, your vision, and your purpose. This is where true transformation begins. When you shift your mindset, you shift your reality. It's easy to let fear take over. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But if you let fear control your decisions, you'll be trapped in a cycle of inaction. You'll never take the risks that are necessary for growth. And without those risks, success remains out of reach. But when you choose to face that fear head on, when you decide that fear will no longer dictate your life, you empower yourself to take bold, decisive action. You realize that fear is simply a signal that you are on the verge of growth, that you are stepping outside your comfort zone. And it is only by stepping outside your comfort zone that you can truly expand and evolve. Your ability to step forward, even when you are afraid, is one of the most powerful things you can do. It's in those moments of uncertainty that you discover your true potential. It's in those moments of discomfort that you grow. When you choose to act despite fear, you prove to yourself that you are more than capable of handling anything that comes your way. Fear loses its power when you choose to act anyway. And with every small victory over fear, your confidence builds and your belief in yourself strengthens. Now imagine what happens when you combine this newfound courage with your unwavering commitment to consistency. The results are unstoppable. The more you take control of your thoughts, the more you take control of your actions. You stop seeing failure as a threat and start seeing it as a lesson. You stop letting setbacks define you and start using them as fuel to push forward. You stop waiting for things to be perfect and begin taking imperfect action. Every time you choose to act, no matter how small the action, you are building momentum. You are creating a force that can't be stopped. What if you began to see every challenge, every hardship, as an opportunity to prove your strength? What if you stopped shrinking back from obstacles and started charging toward them with confidence, knowing that they are the very things that will help you grow? When you stop viewing challenges as threats and start seeing them as opportunities, you become unstoppable. Each challenge becomes a chance to show yourself what you're made of. Each setback becomes a stepping stone to your success. The more you face adversity with a strong mindset, the more you develop the resilience necessary to achieve greatness. And it's not just about pushing through the tough times. It's also about celebrating the wins, no matter how small. The more you celebrate your progress, the more you reinforce the belief that success is achievable. Success is not just a destination. It's a series of milestones, and each one is worth acknowledging. When you celebrate each step, you train your mind to focus on what you've achieved, not what you haven't. This shifts your perspective from one of lack to one of abundance. You begin to see how far you've come instead of how far you have left to go. As you continue to move forward, this mindset becomes more ingrained in who you are. You stop doubting your ability to succeed. You stop questioning your worthiness. You begin to trust in your ability to create the life you want. And this belief, this unwavering belief in yourself, becomes the driving force that propels you toward your goals. The more you trust yourself, the more you attract the resources, the opportunities, and the people who will support your journey. Your mindset is not just the key to success, it's the magnet that pulls success toward you. So, let me ask you, what would happen if you truly believed in your ability to succeed? What if you stopped doubting yourself? Stop listening to the negative thoughts and embrace the power of your own mind. What if you stepped into each day with the unshakable belief that success is inevitable because you are fully capable of achieving it? The moment you start to believe in yourself, the world will begin to believe in you too. And that's when you'll start to see success manifest in ways you never thought possible. As you continue to evolve, as you begin to embrace the power of your mindset, there's one more key ingredient to success that cannot be overlooked: the ability to remain resilient. In the face of adversity, life will not always be kind. The road to success is never a straight line. It is filled with twists, turns, and unexpected challenges that will test your resolve. But the difference between those who succeed and those who give up is simple: resilience. The ability to keep going, to stay focused, to keep pushing forward even when everything inside you tells you to quit. Resilience is not just about bouncing back from setbacks. It's about moving forward with more strength, more determination, and more focus after each challenge. It's about recognizing that failure is not the end. It's just part of the process. Every successful person you admire has faced hardship, rejection, and failure. But what they didn't do was give up. They didn't let adversity define them. They used it as fuel to keep moving forward. Imagine for a moment The challenges you've already faced in your life, the times you thought you wouldn't make it, the times you felt lost, overwhelmed, or defeated. But here you are, still standing, still pushing forward. Every time you faced adversity and chose not to give up, you became stronger. Every setback you experienced has made you more resilient. You are a living example of your ability to overcome. And the more you practice resilience, the more you will see how powerful you truly are.